going on, Army? This is your boy Martin, aka Level, here, back today with another video. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. In less than 27 hours, the boys will be dropping their brand new album, Arirang. It will be dropping 11 p.m. my time, and then after the album drops, within maybe just a few hours, we're talking 9 hours, the live will start 6 a.m. I believe 6:30 a.m. Their live performance that will be taking place on Netflix. So everything's going to be happening at one time. You're not going to want to miss anything. So make sure to subscribe to the channel moving forward, as we are going to be dropping video after video. Okay, I'm not missing a thing. I've slacked off too much. I owe it to you guys, and I owe it to BTS to be the best reactor for them that I possibly can be. So subscribe to the channel, as we are on our way to 20,000 subscribers. But catching up on everything, in the last 24 hours, we've actually gotten a few teasers for the new song Swim that will be featured on the new album. We got teaser 1 and teaser 2 that we'll be reacting to, and then a couple of days ago I actually missed a animation that the boys had also dropped that we will be reacting to at the end of this video. Okay, so you're gonna want to stay in tune for that at the very end. Let's not waste more time. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the teasers. New intro. Okay, I guess I wasn't paying attention to the bottom left-hand corner. 16 seconds. What the hell? Okay, all they did was just freaking tease me with that one. Well, there's a teaser, Martin. Anyways, yeah, that was definitely teasing the hell out of me. But let's go back, and I know the next teaser and teaser 2 is a little bit longer, but so it definitely looks like we're in some sort of museum filled with lots of ships, by the way. Not sure if this ship in particular has a particular name, but she is indeed looking at a ship, a beautiful ship, by the way. Nicely done. I see why it's in a museum. But I also want to point out as well, they've mentioned that this new era of theirs, this new chapter, is going to be a more mature chapter. And I won't lie, right off the bat, just something I kind of wanted to point out, not necessarily meaning it's more mature, but the darker colors that we're seeing. And you might be saying, Martin, it's because it's a museum. Of course it's going to be darker colors, silly. Well, not necessarily, because right after that, when it goes into what looks like, we have the word swim here over the waves of, I'm assuming, the ocean and or sea. Either way, the open water, you get a darker tone here with the watercolor as well. Not as vibrant as we normally are used to when it comes to BTS's music videos. I know that they did make a comment that things were going to be more, a little bit on the simpler side, more mature, and just, you know, and I'm kind of noticing right off the bat, or at least with this teaser, no vibrant tones yet. Maybe in the teaser 2, but definitely darker tones going on here in this first teaser. So let's not waste more time. Let's get right over to the second teaser. And this one's a little bit longer at 26 seconds. Yo, first of all, I know they're not, but if they were pirates, they'd be the 7 most goddamn gorgeous pirates I've ever seen in my life. They'd make me want to join their crew. This beat in the background, though. So it definitely sounds like, unless I'm tripping, yeah, that definitely sounds like Jin's voice at the very end there. It's hard to understand what he's saying. It kind of sounds like he's saying, I just want to bathe, like bathe in the water. Let's go back one more time. Hold on. It's hard to understand what he's saying. I'm not going to lie. If anybody has any idea as to what they're saying or what he's saying at that moment, please let me know. But that beat selection, very interesting. And then you can definitely hear what sounds like J-Hope saying swim in the background. Actually, I don't know who's saying swim there, but that's what they are indeed saying, is swim in the background right before Jin comes in at the very end. I also want to point out as well, you got to name your boat. If you're going to be on a ship, right, you got to name it. And Arirang, the name of the album and the name of their ship as well. Maybe, and you know, in the way that they're standing here, especially in these suits, almost what makes them look like army generals, which makes me wonder if Swim takes on a kind of, and I'm just going to just shooting from the dark here. I wonder if Swim is going to have a concept of kind of like leading us into battle, right? With obviously BTS has us and we have them, and whatever this song is about, they are the forefronters in charge and in the lead in front of us, right? I mean, they definitely look like the captains of the ocean here. I'm going to be honest with you, or especially of the ship. Whatever the message is behind this song, I have a feeling, just based off of what I've seen and what I've heard and the clothing and the context of everything that we've kind of seen, although this doesn't have the look of a battleship, the one that we saw in the museum definitely did, or at least in my opinion. And who knows, whatever it is, whatever message they're trying to show in the song, maybe they know that we'll have their support, because it's BTS and we're army, of course we are. And whatever this is, they're leading us into battle, kind of. I don't really know how to explain it too well, but I hope I got the point across there. Either that or I'm completely off and it's going to be a whole different thing, but just picking fun here, right? Just talking the talk right now. Obviously none of us know, but from what I've heard, at least with that sound, oh yeah, I'm a fan of that. Oh yeah. And if you guys remember from when they released the track list initially, this was the title track of the album. At first, I didn't know why it was highlighted black, even though it kind of felt like it was common sense. I kind of guessed that it was the title track of the album. And you guys confirmed that. You guys definitely had told me, and or from the information that was out there, this is the song that was selected for the album, the title track for the album. So I am very, very interested to see what this is all about. And obviously we're getting a music video for it, so I'm very definitely excited for that. Hey guys, Future Martin here. I just wanted to say something really quickly, kind of expanding on what I think and or theorizing what this song may be about. But although my original theory of what I said of them, whatever the message may be, it may be whatever the big message they're trying to portray in the song Swim, like I said, they kind of look like army generals a little bit, if we're being completely honest. But what I kind of wanted to just mention was my other theory. As I started doing the animation trailer and stuff like that, I started realizing, well, the boat that they're sitting on doesn't necessarily look like a ship that would be into battle. So I think this completely disregards the first theory, even though this may be the case. I don't exactly think so, which I never thought to begin with. It's just kind of the way everything's kind of portrayed a little bit. That's kind of the initial thoughts that first came to my head. However, the way they're standing on the ship right now kind of gave me the same vibes as this right here. It may just be paying tribute and or recognizing, again, the 7 men, kind of where everything started with Arirang, where they traveled from Korea all the way to the United States and then getting here. And again, this is what I believe was, you know, the first time that a lot of people had heard the Korean language, and, you know, everything that surrounds the background of what Arirang is and stands for and who these 7 men are. They could be just paying tribute with this as well, which I'm not exactly sure is the case. I don't exactly know, but it would also explain as to why the boat is called Arirang. Again, that travel, that voyage that you see here on the map could exactly be this as well. And it's us paying, or them at least paying tribute to that message. So again, another reason why Swim would probably be the title track for the album, you know. So I don't know, just kind of piggybacking off of that a little bit. Ever since I reacted to this, you're going to see that reaction here in just a moment. But Future Martin here, just wanted to come back and kind of just talk about that a little bit more, expand on that little bit of a second theory. Of course, no one exactly knows what the song is going to be about until we hear its release tomorrow, 11 p.m. my time. But just getting this out before then, just kind of theorizing a little bit. So let's get back to the video. So here's the animation trailer that I was talking about. And right after this, we're actually going to go ahead and react to the trailer for the documentary that was also posted that I did not notice. So we will be reacting to that shortly after this. But I want to go ahead and read the initial description here on the screen prior to the animation starting. It says, "This video was inspired by the story of the 7 young Koreans as documented in the Washington Post on May 8, 1896. 7 Koreans at Howard, some of whom captured the first known audio recordings of Korean in Washington, D.C. on July 24th of that same year. As a modern reimagining, this work draws upon the profound cultural significance of these historical records, which preserve the authentic voices of young Korean men in the first ever recording of arirang. This production may deviate from actual historical events and does not serve as a formal evaluation or interpretation of any historical event or person. Oh my God, that beat. One more time, because let me go back and hear that. Lord, the way that came in. Oh my good. Yeah, that's gotta be a beat on the song. That's gotta be a beat to a song on the album. 100%, 100%, 150,000%. If not, that's a waste. But that's not what they are hinting. That is an instrumental for a song that will be on the album, guaranteed. That was fire. I do want to talk about this for a moment. Yes, I know a little bit more of the context of about arirang and these 7 men who went to the United States, first of all, knowing like pretty much no English, which is absolutely crazy. And this was the first time I believe the Western culture was exposed to this, to the Korean language. I believe somebody's gonna have to give me a little bit more context, but that's actually pretty cool. And yeah, these 7 traveling all the way to the United States, again, to find out more information, expand their culture, which is now the song arirang that you hear to this day pays tribute to that, right? So I think it's interesting that even though it says 2013, you see the arirang symbols in the screen, almost kind of signifying that since the beginning, we've been carrying on that message that they were trying to convey, which is pretty much, you know, representing where you come from, representing the Korean people. And BTS do a really good job of that. Since the beginning, they've always wanted to introduce that Korean culture, right? They've been proud of it. They've done numerous performances where they've represented their culture all around, and they've definitely wanted to expand Western, especially to countries like the United States, to make people more knowledgeable of the Korean culture again, and also to tell people as well that we're proud of where we come from and nothing is going to change that. So it's kind of like saying that even here on the screen back here, that even since the beginning, they have been going by this message. And again, you see it several times in the background as well as, and even in the fireworks as well, do you see the symbols kind of in the air, which is actually pretty cool. And then for a split moment, it looks like you can see a symbol right here on the left side of the screen, right underneath me. Sorry, I'm kind of blocking that top part a little bit, but and like at first I thought these were pill bottles. It looks like it's holding, I can't exactly remember, but yes, it's what they used to record on back in the day, and then all you did was turn it, and as it kind of glided almost like a record player on it, it protruded the sound through the megaphone. And I love on here as well, you see BTS, and then you see Love Song here as well. And then obviously I think we all saw the symbols that appear right here at the top. At the bottom, if you missed it, it says, when the world feels heavy, when your heart feels light, what is your love song? And then here is more of the description of what is on this from the beginning. So again, earlier, just a minute ago, you couldn't really exactly see it. This is what it all says right here. Pretty cool. Absolutely love this. This was freaking amazing, especially that beat, bro. That beat is hot. Well, let's get over to the documentary and react to that. And that will probably conclude this video, but let's get over to there. I'm very excited for this documentary, like very excited.
방탄소년단에 다큐 오신 걸 환영합니다. 사실 그 BTS라는 팀 자체가 그런 것 같은데 되게 멋진 왕관, 큰 왕관이어가지고
그냥 오래된 게 문제인 거지.
유행하는 것들이 달라지고 계속 똑같은 걸 할 수는 없죠. 이게 약간 되게 어센티키해야 되는 앨범인데
좀 버겁죠. 지금 이게 가능할까?
그건 안 돼. 우리가 여전히 한국에서 온 촌놈이라는 사실. The military time just passed by. But here in LA, you really feel 무상함 of time. And we're trying to find out what makes us BTS. I'm spending half of my life with them. My second family.
변화를 주려면 지금밖에 없다고 판단해서 우리가 하려고 한다. 그러니까
아리랑은 한이 담긴 음악이고
꿈처럼 느껴져요.
뭐 고통도 있을 거고 뭐 결국 그 끝은 웃으면서 펼쳐지지 않을까.
당연하게 돌아와야 될 곳에 돌아왔다고 생각이 들고
그게 또 저희만 연출할 수 있는 장면일 수도 있지 않을까.
That almost brought tears to my eyes. Oh God, I could feel them watering up. The emotion, bro, everything that they're saying in this trailer, music in the background. Oh, it's here, ladies and gentlemen. It's finally here, the return of BTS. And I want to point something out, this right here. And this might be something only we can pull off. You're damn right. The only ones that could pull something like this off. Nobody else, just BTS. And it comes in just a few short days. And we're going to be seeing all of it. Remember, we were even here for this moment right here. We are going to be seeing all of it from the moment that they got out to them being in LA up to the point now. I mean, we are going to see all of it on film. And again, a shout out to BTS for never wanting to hide these things from us. When nobody else has done this, they feel the need to be vulnerable, to share these things with us. And this is what I'm definitely the most interested in. I want to see a whole, and of course I want to see them have fun, enjoy themselves. It looks like they were in the pool later in the trailer. They're having dinner together. Of course, those are the things I want to see. But the things I am most excited for when it comes to this album is what happened in the booth. What was going down in the studio? Again, they've been gone for so long. What were the struggles of coming back and trying to work on an album together? You all have released solo projects as of this point. I imagine it can be a little bit difficult to go on your own, do your own thing, create your own sound, to come back and fit back into a role where you're no longer solo. You are a part of a team. And not that I don't think that they bumped heads. I just want to see the challenges that they faced and the way that they were able to overcome them in order to produce and create what I think is going to be the greatest album for sure of 2026, but of the BTS discography period. I know that I still have a few more albums to react to, and we're going to get there, but this is setting up to be and is going to be the greatest return we have ever seen in history from any artist. Therefore, the pressure is at an all-time high, and it looks like throughout several scenes, we are going to see that pressure attack them at multiple different times throughout this process. How are they able to bounce back? And how are they able to be in the booth and studio together again, where everybody's ideas are flourishing? Everybody has something to say. How is it that we came back together and created what we will know as Aridon, releasing in less 27 hours? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited for this documentary. And yes, if I can help it, we will be reacting to this and posting it on the Patreon. So again, stay tuned for that. But that's going to go to do right there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do me a big favor. Go ahead and hit that like button. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, as all these things help with the channel moving forward. And until next time, peace.